How can technology affect student motivation in physical education class? In light of what is known about how children learn in education policy and practice, how shall educators best teach, utilize, and implement technology to enhance student achievement, and how can technology affect student motivation and knowledge in physical education class? Technology is reshaping the way students learn and move in physical education classes. Students are able to use wearable technology to keep them engaged and motivated. Using online videos and applications, students and teachers can personalize goals. In this process, students feel more engaged and committed to being physically active, which is essential in developing healthy habits. The first study that we'll be looking at is enhancing energy balance education through physical education and self-monitoring technology. This is a study where sixth and seventh graders were able to take wearable technology through their physical education class and to see where their input for calories and output in calories, how they differ with the physical activities during their class. They were able to use wearable technology as well as web-based applications to input that data. The theme here is student motivation and wearable technology. Second study is technology enhanced learning in sports education using clickers, satisfaction, performance, and immediacy. This is where judo athletes were able to take content knowledge tests, all revolving around their classes in judo. And a group of students were able to use pencil and paper to write down their answers, and the other group of students were able to use clickers, which are handheld remotes with four buttons, A, B, C, or D, or they're also colored depending on how the multiple choice test is set up. What they found is that the trainers had loved using the clickers, the technology clickers, because they were able to set clear standards for how long each question should take. And also there was the immediate feedback because there was a histogram that would pop up on the screen to see where the students answered the most. So there was instant feedback using the technology and also some reflection as well. The students became more engaged using the clickers over the pencil and paper. And the quantitative data also showed that the group that used the clickers scored higher on the content knowledge than the ones that used pencil and paper. The next study is It's Just PE Till It Felt Like a Computer Game, using technology to improve motivation in physical education. This is where an English school of year 10 male students wore Samsung smartwatches that tracked their movement and heart rate during physical activity. They found that the attitudes of the students grew more positive towards the activities that were presented to them. And also, they found that they were competing with themselves to try to get higher stats, higher heart rate, higher movement tracking. The theme here is the student motivation and wearable technology. The next one is a student-centered digital technology approach, the relationship between intrinsic motivation, learning climate, and academic achievement of physical education pre-service teachers. So this one is kind of interesting because it talks about pre-service undergrad teachers. This is where undergraduate teachers were able to use online-based websites and applications for content. A lot of times they were creating activities and lessons, as well as being able to use data collecting technology as well. The theme here is the student engagement. We saw that the pre-service teachers really enjoyed being able to use this technology to create content. And simply the best way to put this is learning was best supported when the pre-service teachers were engaged in active, collaborative, and relevant digital technology-based learning activities. This last Norwegian study was the impact of flipped learning on cognitive knowledge learning and intrinsic motivation in Norwegian secondary physical education. This is where they had mostly male students, 48% being girls, in secondary school. This is where they used the flipped learning concept, and they saw a positive increase in attitude towards physical education within that 48% of girls. The one downfall was that male students seemed to have a negative motivational change when when the learning was not created around a competitive game-like situation. So student engagement rose with the female population, and we did see a little bit of a decrease, a negative decrease in motivation for male students. And there was a larger topic about how physical education and competitive games, how they are related to each other, or maybe should not be related to each other.